Okay, good afternoon, all the students and faculty members and R&D coordinators. I'm Dr. Ravindra Munje. I welcome you all for this online session on generating ideas for project. I basically belong to electrical engineering department of this institute, and I'm also the coordinator of the innovation center that we are going to set up very soon. Although the construction work is in progress, the actual work of developing projects has already begun. First, I will introduce myself. I have completed my graduation from Sardar Patel College of Engineering, Mumbai in 2005, Masters from our own institute in 2009 in Control System, and PhD from Swami Ramananda Tirtha Marathwada University, Nanded in 2015. Currently, I am a professor and in charge head of the Department of Electrical Engineering. I also completed postdoctoral fellowship from Shanghai Jiao Tong University from May 2017 to May 2019. I have written several research papers and a book with Springer. You can just look for my profile on IEEE and Springer as well, or on ResearchGate as well, you can see. Now about this session, you must be wondering why this session has been arranged in the middle of this academic year. Such a sessions should always be arranged at the beginning of the academic year. Then why it is arranged now? But let me tell you, my dear students, the objective of this online session is to provide an overview of KKWIEER Innovation Center that we are establishing. That construction work is going on, and very soon it will be operational. Apart from that, in that innovation center, we will be having different incubation labs uh, with different areas. So we need to understand what is the scope, future, and related projects that can be carried out under these incubation labs. Also, this session will help students to identify useful and sustainable projects and provide, the purpose is to provide guidelines to students while selecting the project. And finally, the purpose is to motivate students to carry out projects for employability enhancement. Finally, employability of the students should be enhanced. So I hope you will enjoy this session. I would be interested to know the feedback about this session once the session is over. So let us begin. Can you tell me which movie this picture is? Can anyone, any participant? Can anyone tell me which movie this picture is?
दिल चाहता है.
Yeah, very good. That's correct. Dil Chahta Hai. And what he is doing actually, he is about to sing a song like कोई कहे कहता रहे कितना भी हमको दीवाना हम लोगों की ठोकर पे है ये जमाना. I was doing my graduation when this movie was released, and I'm sure that everyone must have seen at least once this movie. There is a dialogue by Amir Khan just before this song. What's that dialogue? That dialogue is that he says that this is a graduation party and I will be telling you 100 ways to get a job. But here I am going to tell you 100 ways to complete the project. Not exactly 100, but some ideas that will definitely help you to choose your project. Also, I will tell you why the project is important, how to select project, and what are the emerging technologies for the project. So before I begin, I just would like to present some facts And these facts are like top four fields of higher education are arts, science, commerce, and engineering. Almost 16%, if we talk in terms of number, 2.9 crore students select engineering as their first option when they go for higher studies. And about 1.5 million, that means 1.5 crore engineers are graduated from around 6,214 institutions. And out of all these graduating engineers, 97% want job either in software engineering or core engineering. That is their expectation. But the more surprising facts are on the second slide. Only 3% out of all the graduating engineers, it is found that only 3% have suitable skills to be employed in software or product market. And only 7% can handle core engineering tasks. 90% of engineering graduates are unemployable, and it is said that 36% of that 90% can be used by further training, and the more surprising thing is that 54% are not even trainable. These are not my numbers. Let me clear this point first of all. I'm just giving the reference below at this below this slide. You can just go through it. That survey is carried out some professional agency, and I'm just presenting the numbers. Now, why this is happening is another topic for discussion. Here, we must not need, we must not discuss that, but we must need to understand that students are not employable due to lack of the required employability skills. Now, when we say employability skills, what are these employability skills? These skills are well defined by the National Board of Accreditation as graduate attributes. And all these graduate attributes, if we list them, these are fundamental knowledge, problem solving, developing solutions, investigation of complex problems, use of modern tools, individual and teamwork, communication, project and finance management, environment and society, ethics, and most important out of these is the lifelong learning. These are the 12 graduate attributes given by the NBA. They expect that when a student is graduating after 4 years, he or she should have all these qualities. In fact, he or she should acquire all these qualities. The purpose of presenting this to you is to make you aware that situation outside the college campus is not very good. The economy is slowing down, production is going down, there is no manufacturing, there is huge competition, and lot many things. In such a situation, being student, you should grab every opportunity to learn something new and apply that learning or reflect that learning through the actions and add value to yourself to be employable. Upgrade your skills. No doubt, our institute and your department are taking efforts to enrich you. But in this lockdown and post lockdown, now it is post lockdown period, you have a major role to play. Recently, the university examination results are declared, and you might have seen that almost 80% in all the departments, almost 80% of students have scored distinction, and remaining students have scored first class. No one is in second class. Forget about the failure and everything. In such a situation, it becomes very difficult to identify the right candidate for a job in the industry. You know what industry will ask after you graduate from here? And when you go for the placement, they will ask you the first and foremost question, that what have you done during lockdown period? what you have acquired during lockdown period, which skills you have acquired. These questions will be asked to every individual. It's not only for the case of final year student or third year student. Even second year students will also have to face this question when they will go for the placement. So my suggestion is to utilize this time very effectively and wisely with a minute level planning. Consider this phase, this lockdown phase and post lockdown phase, as the phase of sharpening the weapons. And for us, the weapons are like knowledge, employability, skills, and all that. With this, I will start my session. These are the learning outcomes, and this is the content. I will not go in that. I will just move ahead. So when we are browsing around the evolution of human community from ancient world to the modern era, engineering has played a very important and vital role at every stage. So when you go from the old age, like stone age, to the 21st century, engineering has played a very important and vital role at every stage. Human civilization has witnessed many stepping stones of engineering accomplishments and other inventions for better human interaction and communication. Engineers make use of the knowledge that they have within a specific industry to make things work and solve problems, whether this is related to the transportation problem, healthcare problem, construction problem, or say entertainment problem, robotics, space. And nowadays we are very concerned about the environment. Engineering is behind everything, so that the life of human being is made comfortable. Accreditation Board for Engineering and Technology, we call it as ABET. Accreditation Board for Engineering and Technology is an organization that accreditates colleges and universities in the area of natural sciences, computing, engineering and technology. According to them, engineering is defined as the profession in which knowledge of mathematical, computational, natural sciences gained by study. Gained by study means what kind of study? Classroom study, online study, self-learning, learning through workshops, seminars, trainings. So gain by study. Experience is again lab experience, outside campus experience, physical world experience, interaction with outside world. And practice means practical sessions that we carry out, industrial exposure, industrial visits, project seminars, internships, exhibitions are applied with judgment. Judgment means an ability to make an appropriate decision at appropriate time to develop economically effective use of matter, energy, and information to the benefit of humankind. So engineering is defined as the profession in which the knowledge of mathematical, computational, and natural sciences gained by study, experience, and practice are applied with judgment to develop economically effective use of matter, energy, and information to benefit of humankind. This is what is the given by Abbott. So now when we talk about the project, it's not only about the final year project or the academic project that we carry out. Right, so it can be a mini project, or it can be a micro project. Nowadays every department is carrying out mini project at third year level and micro project at second year level. So everybody is carrying out project. So if we specifically talk about the final year project, now I would like to talk to third year students, those who will go in final year in the next academic year, just 6 months after. For them, project is very important. Why it is important? When you will graduate and join any industry, You will continue to gain some engineering experience, but the final year project that you will carry out will be the first exposure to the engineering practice. After graduation, definitely will join any industry, but this engineering project that you are carrying out right now is the first exposure to you to the engineering practices. This is not only applicable to final year students, like second year and third year students can also undertake, as I said, micro and mini projects as a part of, as a small part of final year project, which can be extended further. It is expected that you learn from all these small exposures and practice all the engineering methodologies that are involved in it. So you must not learn just to apply when you know, but to apply it with judgment, as I said earlier, judgment, with the ability to assess what you are doing, to be critical of what that means. Whatever you are applying, that should be with a judgment, and you should have an ability to assess your work that you are doing. Another point is that the project work completed by you will be used as a discriminator to decide how good engineer you are, how good engineering student you are. Suppose there are group of students, those are having different exposures to the project. Out of that, to whom we should consider as a best engineering student? It is depending upon the project that they have carried out, what kind of project they have completed. So that is a discrimination between the students, because as I earlier said, this semester, this academic year, everyone will get the distinction, everyone will get the first class. So how to discriminate, right? Again, you are putting your one day. If we talk about the final year students, they are spending one complete day for their project. That means out of the 6 working days, one complete day is spent on the project. That counts around 16 to 17% of their academic year time they are spending on that particular project. And also the marks assigned to that particular part project is around 19%. So see how important is this from the time point of view, from the marks point of view. That means you need to pay more attention. So if I ask you, how much time do you spend on project out of the total time that you spent on your study? Is it less than 16% or 19%, or is it more than that? Depending upon that, you can judge yourself whether you are giving justice to your project or not. Finally, working on the project for almost 8 to 9 months in the final year, this will help you to identify your own potential and your own expertise, whether you are good in negotiation, whether you are good in R&D, whether you are good in design, whether you are good in programming. That will help you to identify your own potential, where at which field you are good, and depending upon that you can decide your own path, what to do. So that's why project is very important. Not only final year project, actually third year and second year students can start right now for deciding their topic and working on that. That will really help them to enhance all the all the graduate attributes that are listed by the NBA. As I said, what are the graduate attributes? The graduate attributes are, fundamental knowledge. You need that fundamental knowledge when you are doing project. Problem analysis, you need to find out the problem and you need to develop a solution for that. There are sometimes complex problems, so you need to investigate them either with the help of software programming or hardware. You need to use some modern tools, modern like MATLAB or any other tools that you be knowing about your specific branch. You need to work in a team, or you need to lead your team sometimes. You need to communicate when you are presenting your project, when you are writing your project management and finance management. You need to consider your environment and society when you are doing your project. And finally, most important thing is ethics. You are not copying anybody's project, you are doing your own project, you are developing your own solution. You are not purchasing project from any agency. You are doing it on your own. So all these graduate attributes listed by the NBA will be acquired through this project at maximum. And apart from that, we are having daily lectures and practicals. There you learn something, but project is the very important point where you get all these exposures, all these learnings. So that's why you need to spend more time. Henceforth, you just decide or you just think how much time you are spending on your project compared to the total time that you are spending on your total academics. Is it more than 20% or less than 20%? That will decide whether you are very much dedicated for your project or not. So this is what I want to communicate, and that's why the project is very important. So when I say almost final year students might have selected their topics and they might have completed almost 30, 40, 50% of their work, but for third year students, those who will be taking project in the next semester, those who will be starting to work on that, for them I will just give some guidelines how to select the project. These are not the exactly guidelines that you will get your project, but how to select the topic, how to get the ideas for the project, that I will tell you. And in my subsequent slides I will tell you what are the technologies that are coming and what are the challenges in those technologies, which challenges you can address as a project. So that I will tell you in my subsequent slides. I will just tell you how to select the topic. So as you will be spending a lot of time in your project, it's very essential and it's very important to select an appropriate project. It's very important. Once selected appropriately, you don't have to look back again. But if it is not selected properly, then there will be iterations of changing the project title and topic every time. So you need to be very much careful about selecting your topic. So here I am just giving some guidelines to select the topic. So before selecting any topic, you can just meet to your teachers, those who are expert in that area, or you can just meet other experts other than teachers. You can meet some industry professionals and you can get some guidelines or ideas about your project. If you have some guideline or if you have some thought about your own project, you can just discuss with them and you can just get some guidelines on that. You can visit industries, particularly small and medium scale industries. I'm not talking about the large industries because they don't have actually the exact work needed for the undergraduate projects. If you visit small and medium scale industries, definitely you will get some ideas and they are always ready to help you. If you approach any large industry, they will not entertain you, but if you approach a small and medium scale industries, they will definitely provide you some guidelines for the project. You need to consider what will be the cost involved in it, how much money will be required to complete the project, and if there is a huge amount required, then whether it is possible to get funding from either from the industry where you are working or from the institute. You know, I would like to tell you that our institute is also providing some financial support for the projects, but for that you need to apply through your head of the department and you will get some funding. That amount is varying, but you can get some funding. So you need to understand how much cost is required for completing the project, and most importantly time required, because you have only 8 to 9 months and you need to finish your project within that stipulated time period. So time required is also one more point that you need to consider. Then next is equipment available. What are the facilities available in the lab? Whether the lab is having softwares required for the project, whether they are having the equipments or meters and some other testing facilities, that you need to ensure. You can just discuss with your lab in charge and your class coordinator whether they are having these facilities or not when you are carrying out project, because sometimes just students say that we don't have this facility, hence the project work is stopped, we are not doing anything. But that you should consider at the beginning of your project when you are starting. Then you need to look for some research papers. Mostly I will tell you to refer the survey papers where you can get exact idea about the project, which topic to be selected. Once your topic is selected, then you can look for some benchmark papers or experimental papers where they are giving some block diagram and they are just telling how to develop the system, or algorithm is given. Look for such a papers to implement them. So first you look for survey papers, get some idea, and then go for the specific papers where you can get exact idea about the project. Visit some government agencies, government websites, funding websites. There also you can get some ideas. Visit IEEE. There also you can get some idea about the project. Okay, so these are some guidelines for when you are selecting your project. So you need to consider, or you need to meet your teachers, or you can visit your industry. You can just roughly you can calculate how much the cost involved, time required, available resources. It's not about only equipment, software, online subscriptions, journal papers. Look for some survey paper and specific papers through IEEE. You can visit government website and IEEE for other topics. Now, our institute has started the process of developing an innovation center. It will be a dedicated space for carrying out projects. This is being developed at the old bus or transport section. You might be knowing that space. It is exactly located between the Polytechnic and Boys Hostel. Our objectives of this innovation center are to discover or create innovative technological solutions for industries. Um, Another objective is to solve the societal problems. There are huge number of problems. Promote critical thinking, creative thinking, and problem solving approach in students. Encourage entrepreneurship development and startups, and attain self-sufficiency in near future. So these are the objectives of our innovation center. What we are going to offer through this innovation center is we will be organizing some events, webinars, guidance sessions for project and project completion, trainings, short-term courses, project guidance, most importantly, financial assistance for extraordinary projects, IPR assistance if you want to register any patent for your project, then startup support if you want to start up, if you want to go for your own startup. Labs facility will be available for 24 hours. Computing facility will be available. Software and hardware support will be available. Industry connect and mentorship, that is one more important. We will have some industry professionals. Those will help you to complete your project. Those will mentor your project. This innovation center will have different incubation labs. That means a separate lab as per the specialization. These labs are to set up the these labs are set up considering the 21st century technologies. The labs to be set up are listed here in the next slide. First, we will have the VLSI and embedded systems and advanced communication lab. Then we will have machine learning and Internet of Things lab, blockchain technologies and cyber security, drones and 3D printing technology, process intensification and nanotechnology. Then we will have sustainable structures lab, then autonomous vehicles. If you want to work in autonomous vehicles, then you can join this lab. Mechatronics, industry 4.0 and robotics. If you want to develop any specific robot with particular application, you can join this lab. Augmented reality and virtual reality, artificial intelligence and data science, data analytics, this will be one lab. And electric mobility or e-transportation, so all kind of electric vehicles, whether it is metro or monorail or electric vehicles. So if you want to work in that area, you can join this lab. So these are some of the labs that we will be establishing under innovation center. So now I will just go through some of the technologies. I will just tell you what are the challenges that these technologies are facing and how these challenges can be used as a project for your upcoming academic year. And apart from that, if you would like to work separately for these projects, because we will be having one policy under which you will get some benefits when you will work for these projects apart from your academics. So that policy or that guidelines, when it is finalized, that time we will discuss with you. But definitely it will help to enhance your employability skills, and it will help you to get good jobs with higher packages, and also it will help you to start your own business or entrepreneurship. So my appeal to all of you is to think in that perspective and contribute to this innovation center through all these incubation labs depending upon your area of interest. One more important point I would like to just tell you here, that it is not only about one specific branch. You can just mix up with other discipline students and form interdisciplinary groups and work on one particular project. So that is one thing I would like to clear here. So if we talk about 5G technologies, you can just look at here how it is affecting the total socio-economic sector. So here 5G is the upcoming broadband cellular mobile communication standard, and it is expected that it will have huge impact over the network when it is launched. If we just compare 5G and 4G, the speed of 5G would be such that it could effectively replace the home internet connection. Currently what we are using is Wi-Fi. It is said that 5G will 5G will 5G will reach speed of 10 Gbps, making it 100 times faster than 4G. That means a 2 hours movie that will take 6 minutes to download in 4G will take less than 4 seconds to download in 5G. So you can just imagine what 5G is going to do. So if we talk about some of the challenges, I will not detail each and every part because I'm also not expert in all these technologies. I have just referred some of the research papers and advanced material or literature on the web, and I have just listed some of the challenges associated with all these technologies. So I'm just telling some of the challenges. First challenge is frequency bands. 4G is operating on established frequency band which is below 6 gigahertz, whereas 5G will require the frequencies up to 300 gigahertz, and these bands will carry far more capacity and deliver ultra high speeds. So this will require the brand new infrastructure. So like 4G was established on 3G infrastructure, but 5G will not work on 4G existing 4G infrastructure. It will require brand new infrastructure. So for that, another challenge is deployment and coverage. So even if 5G is offering a significant increase in the speed and bandwidth, it will require further infrastructure. It will require further infrastructure, right? So although it will handle more users and data, beam out over shorter distances will be the problem. Even with antennas and the base stations getting smaller, they will be installed on buildings or homes. Cities will probably need to install extra repeaters to spread out the waves for extended range. In future, it may replace the modems and Wi-Fi routers with 5G small cells. So another challenge is that cost to build, cost to buy. 5G infrastructure is not just building a layer on top of the existing network. It is completely new. So now that 5G enabled smartphones and other devices are coming into the market, networks are evolving in various countries across the globe. In some of the countries, they are testing 5G technologies. The concept behind the Internet of Things is predicted on a fast network that can tie devices and services together. Another challenge is regulation and standards. Government regulators will come up with 5G deployment particularly with the additional infrastructure required to spread out the network. And most important challenge that we will have to face, that is security and privacy. This would be a challenge with any data driven technology. So these are some of the challenges with the 5G technology. Moving ahead, when we talk about Internet of Things, smartwatch, operating operating home devices like TV, washing machine, and others using mobile. This is nothing but Internet of Things. IoT is the joint network of connected devices. These devices gather and share data. It is done using sensors. Sensors are embedded in almost every physical device. It can be your mobile phone, electric appliances, and all that. If we talk about the application areas of IoTs are varied and based on the current available technological solutions. The most represented application sectors are shown in this slide. The most important and most progressive application areas of IoT are related to the industry and smart city concept with respect to the number of realized projects, because almost every department, not only my department, electrical department, but everywhere students are working on IoT based projects with some applications to their field. The transportation, smart energy management in building or management of power networks, as well as in agricultural sector, are also promising, having significant potential. Now, when we talk about the challenges in the field of IoT, some of the challenges I would like to discuss as the rapid development of IoT technologies causes fast consumption of raw materials to produce different electronic devices, where unfortunately some of the raw materials are already rare. So the raw material is the first challenge when we talk about IoT. Second challenge is energy is needed. Electrical energy or energy is needed to operate IoT devices and electronic industry. So that providing sustainable, providing uninterrupted supply to all these devices, and also at the same time developing devices which will consume low energy is one of the challenge. Electronic waste, that is the third challenge. With all these many devices coming in the market every day, every minute, electronic waste is also increasing. In some of the cases where the IoTs are used in industry, labor could be reduced. We need to ensure that labor should be retained when we are employing some IoT technologies. Specific advancements are required in both specific electronic component and user-friendly software solutions. So it's very urgent to develop some algorithms or softwares to handle all these issues. Further developments are needed in sensing technologies and advanced data acquisition system. As I said, devices will communicate with each other and data will be transferred. So data acquisition systems, there is a need to develop. And minimum energy consumption, that is one more challenge when we talk about IoT. Moving ahead, when we talk about drones and unmanned vehicles, everyone knows drones and unmanned vehicles. Unmanned surface vehicle, underwater vehicle, aerial vehicle. The applications are, if we list out some of the applications referred to our region or Nasik region, traffic monitoring and management, consider the case of Dwarka Circle. Health emergency services, consider COVID-like situation. Healthcare in rural and tribal area of Nasik region. Security and crowd management, consider Kumbh Mela. Infrastructure inspection, agricultural management and environmental monitoring, huge agricultural area in Nasik. There is a huge scope. So far, I have used drones only in the marriage or wedding ceremonies where they take some photographs. I have not seen any specific application in and around in Nasik. So there is a huge scope when you carry out projects in drones. Tourism, Nasik is very well known as a tourism place. We have many tourist places. Large scale disaster management, Flood management, every rainy season we have flood. Mercantile order delivery, and there are so many areas where you can employ drones. If we talk about some of the challenges, then safety is one of the challenge. One of the most important issues of utilizing UAVs in the smart cities is safety. UAVs in smart cities will operate among buildings, roads, and other city infrastructure. So we need to be very much careful in coming future. Security is another challenge. Reliability is one more challenge. Communication, when there will be so many UAVs, they will interact with each other, they will communicate with each other. Communication of UAVs with each other. Cost effectiveness, when somebody wants to deploy the drone in their application, cost effectiveness we need to consider. Integrating with other systems, and most importantly, development of the testing environment. So when there will be so many drones in so many applications, we need to provide some facility to testing it, or if there is some fault, to clear that fault, that facility is also required. So in that sense, there is a huge scope for developing our own business startup to provide solutions for the drones and unmanned vehicles. Moving ahead, if we talk about nanotechnology, during the past decades, a new direction of modern research, that is nanoscale science and technology, has emerged. Nanotechnology is not a specific scientific field, but it is a combination of chemistry, physics, biology, medicine, neurology, information technology, and engineering disciplines. All the disciplines, not only specific mechanical, computer, or IT. In recent years, nanotechnology has attracted a great deal of attention in both synthesis methodologies and wide applications of medicine, energy, and environmental sciences. In this slide, you can see the application areas of nanotechnology. I will just elaborate on energy. Most of the next generation solar cells are based on nanostructured materials. It decreases the usage of material, increases the efficiency of photovoltaic devices, increases the stability and life cycle of devices. All the methods, individually or in combination, can lead greatly to lower the cost of solar energy. Similar is the case with other application areas which are listed here, like medicine, environment, information technology, household applications, and all that. We just need to look out the problems and address them. Moving ahead, AI, machine learning, and data science, everybody knows what are these technologies and what is being done with these technologies, but nobody is utilizing it for solving small problems, social problems. Artificial intelligence, as the name suggests, is human intelligence that is created artificially through machines and computing systems. The goal of AI is to create computers, softwares, and machines that can learn and reason based on their environment and previous knowledge and perform this specific task. I will not elaborate all these techniques. The process of making decisions by reasoning with the knowledge is central to AI. Those who know what capabilities AI and machine learning have, they can understand it. But those who don't know, they can just look or some videos on YouTube, what they can do. You'll be surprised to know that. The field of AI research is based on computer science, information engineering, mathematics, psychology, linguistic, philosophy. Every field is entering in that. It's not restricted to only computer and IT or data science. Every engineering field is entering in that. Amazon and Flipkart, Netflix are the best demonstrations of AI. AI helps now. Earlier in the slide we talk about drones. So AI helps drones to fly. It helps self-driving cars navigate better. It powers the functionalities to Alexa. You have seen that ad. Recent advances in AI has been boosted by the availability of huge amount of data and development of powerful computers with high computing powers and improvement in machine learning algorithms. But still, there are some challenges which we can address to some extent. Challenge is computing power. Huge computing power is required. The amount of power these power hungry algorithms use is a factor keeping most developers away from these technologies. Machine learning and deep learning are the stepping stones of this artificial intelligence. They demand an ever increasing number of cores and GPUs to work efficiently. Limited knowledge, the knowledge is very limited to very few people, groups of people. We need to extend this knowledge to many others so that they can use this technology. And most importantly, drivers paper data privacy. Data privacy is also one of the challenge that is being faced here. So lot many applications are there where these technologies can be used. In some of the countries these are being used, but in India, in Nasik region, as far as our projects are concerned, many things are to do. Moving ahead, AR, VR and MR, augmented reality, virtual reality and mixed reality. Virtual reality is fully virtual environment. Artificial reality is a real world environment overlaid with virtual objects, and mixed reality is a real virtual environment plus virtual objects you can interact with. Applications are education, real estate, healthcare, marketing, travel and tourism, portable devices, manufacturing, retail, navigation, maintenance and repair. So there is a huge scope in identifying new applications and developing these technologies in Nasik region. Robotics. Robotics is a well developed area, but the application and usage in India is very less compared to other developing countries and developed countries. I had gone through some research papers on the robotics. They have listed many challenges. Some of these challenges are listed in this slide. There is a huge scope to develop new materials and fabrication schemes. There is a huge scope for biohybrid and bio-inspired robots. You just look for these terms. What are these robots? What are bio-inspired robots? New power sources, battery technologies, and huge harvesting schemes. Now here the role of electrical engineer and mechanical engineer comes in picture. Robot swarms. You just Google out for these terms. Navigation and exploration in extreme environments. Fundamental aspects of artificial intelligence, how AI can be integrated, how machine learning can be integrated with the robotics. Although there are separate incubation labs for all these technologies that I have listed, but all these will be integrated with each other. And that's why I said that I do not want, or we do not want rather, students from any specific branch. We need a group, self-motivated groups, self-motivated interdisciplinary groups of students, those who will work on these areas and provide solutions to industries and societies. Brain computer interface, that's very interesting or area for robotics. Social interaction, medical robots and ethics and security for responsible innovation in robotics. These are some of the challenges, and these are nothing but the challenges. These are the project ideas. You just look for these ideas, how you can use these ideas. I'm just telling you at least 10 ideas for each technology, and that's why I said that 100 ideas I will tell you for projects. So these are some of the challenges and ideas for the project. You can go for this. 3D printing, we have this facility in our institute. A 3D printing is a machine that allows the creation of physical objects from 3D digital models which are created in the software. So this 3D printing is additive manufacturing is available with us. It is unlike the conventional machining, casting and forging processes. The first thing is removing the material from a stock item or pouring it into a mold, then shaping it using dies, pressing and hammering. This facility is available with us. It will mostly be useful for developing the different parts of robots and drones. So that facility is available. You can just use it for developing your own robots and drones for specific applications, which will be integrated with AI, MI AI, ML, AR, VR, MR. So that the complete integration is that. Moving ahead, electric vehicles, according to the faster adoption and manufacturing of hybrid and electric vehicles scheme of government of India, around 30% private cars. I just repeat, 30% private cars, 70% commercial cars, 40% buses, and 80% 2 to 3 wheelers will be on electric. So this will promote a huge market for the students or for the group of students who will be working in this area. There are huge number of areas like developing energy storage technologies, battery management, EV motors, power electronic devices, where the role of embedded system and VLSI will come, like chargers and wireless power transfer, simulators, vehicle to grid interaction, driverless cars. So in use of AI and ML will come here, local solutions, trainings, everything will come here in case of electric vehicles. So you have a huge scope to start your own business. Last year some students have started their own startup for electric vehicle. With these many technologies of 21st century, it is a time for you to contribute to problem solving and provide sustainable solutions. In fact, you need to come forward and identify problems in the vicinity and develop solutions through the interdisciplinary projects. All these facilities will be made available in our innovation center to you. Only the selected groups of students will be given a chance to work with this center. You can work on your academic projects, or you can select your own separate project, as some of the students from mechanical, electrical, ENTs and production are working on developing some vehicles in the workshop. You might be knowing that. So this is a chance for you to work on those projects. After this session, I will share a Google form link for the feedback, where you can add some more areas in which you would like to work. If you plan to work with us, Innovation Center, you can meet your departmental coordinators. This is the list. This is the list of your departmental coordinators, faculties from different departments. You can just take a snapshot of this and you can just meet them to get some more idea about the Innovation Center and Incubation Labs. Finally, what is the outcome of doing this? Here I'm just presenting some pictures of the earlier vehicles that are being developed by our students. They grabbed some prizes at national levels, and some one group was also selected for the international level, but due to pandemic and COVID, it is done online, in online mode. So these are some of the pictures you can just look at, and similar projects you are supposed to develop in the incubation lab, right? So what is the outcome of doing this? Why this is to be done? Why one should go for developing some projects? It is not only for our college, it is for you. So definitely your work on these projects will help you to get placement and increase your package. But we have some earlier examples where you can just discuss with earlier students which have got some good packages. Also, some students have started their own startup or business, and that's why these projects will provide you the exposure and the outcome of these projects. Once this project is completed, you should have the ability to consult with a client, because you will be entering into the professional environment, professional industry environment, where you need to consult with the client to establish the specific requirements for the project, and that skill you will acquire through these projects. So you will acquire the skill of organizing resources and managing time for small projects. You will learn, it is expected that you will learn to create prototype designs, test and documents for the prototype, evaluate the different phases of your design that you are developing. You will also learn to use some softwares related to your field, prepare some surveys, reports, market survey. Market survey is required to be carried out when launching any product. So survey, how to carry out that survey, that that you will learn. Prepare and present the report and defend that report. You need to present that report to the committee, where you need to defend what you have done and how you have done and how it is justified. So that you will acquire. And competency com, uh, competently apply. You can competently apply all these techniques all these techniques when you will go in the professional environment. So these are the outcomes that you will get. And finally, if somebody is having a research aptitude, good research aptitude, he or she can write some good research papers and present them. So that will help her to go in the R&D field. So as I said in the beginning, that working on the project is nothing but identifying your own potential, in which area you are good. So these are the outcomes, and this is expected that you should carry out. So here we have come to an end of this session. I have exactly taken 1 hour to present this online session. In this, I have attempted to give an overview of 21st century technologies and what are the new challenges and problems that will be coming in future. And these challenges can be considered as a future problems which we can solve through projects. We are here to help you, to support you, to mentor you, uh, to facilitate you for softwares, hardwares, financial support that we will help, that we will provide you. So we just need the solution to the problem, and the solution in the form of sustainable solution. So that is required, and for the same we are developing this innovation center. Make full use of it, grab the every opportunity. In coming days we will be coming with some new events related with the innovation center. We will be coming with some specific sessions on developing projects, entrepreneurships, IPRs. Then we will be coming with the panel discussions. Then we will have some competitions for problems and developing solutions. And out of those processes, we will select our next teams which will work. As earlier I said, this will be a restricted area and only selected groups will get a chance to work in this innovation center. So we will be coming up with the systematic procedure for selecting students for this innovation center projects. So I appeal to everyone to contribute to the maximum for these events which will be organizing in near future. And with this, I will stop here. If you have any questions, you can just ask to me. I hope the session was meaningful to you, and all the department coordinators that I listed in the slide, they are also available online. So if you have any query, you can just ask. I am just open for the questions and looking for the chat box. Thank you. Thank you very much. You can just type your questions if you have. Any question? There is a question like where we can find authentic survey papers. Let me tell you, we have the subscription of IEEE, IET, Science Direct, Elsewhere, Taylor and Francis. Every subscription is available with our institute and library. You can just meet your R&D coordinator and departmental coordinator. He will guide you to get the papers. All the papers are available. You can just download, but you need to be in college. From college server, you can download them. How do you think 5G will affect chemical industry? Chemical industry is also having many processes that are interrelated with each other in the form of IoT. There are many sensors involved like temperature sensor, pressure sensor, and there are many other sensors which will be interacting with each other. So definitely the 5G will play very important role in chemistry industry as well. You need to look for the application areas in the chemical industry. For that, you can consult with chemical department coordinator Professor Davre sir. 5G, is it available right now? The infrastructure is going on in some other developing countries and developed countries. Soon it will be launched. But student is only expert in writing skill by writing assignment. See, one of the important attribute that is given by the NBA is communication, and that communication is not only about speaking, that is also writing. But to some extent, we will ensure that the writing work will be lessened in near future, and more work related to the hardware exposure will be assigned to students. We will ensure that. Sir, any guideline for writing the research paper? Definitely, we can provide some guidelines. As I said that we will be coming up with some sessions under the Innovation Center and R&D cell for all the students. So definitely, we will plan some sessions for writing research papers. Your suggestion will be considered, and we will consider that suggestion. Thank you. Any other question? Sir, tell us about the competitions. Every year there are many competitions. It is not only about the project competitions. There are many innovation challenges which are given by the government of India, government of Maharashtra, some other national global challenges. Like, there are so many challenges. So next webinar that we will be planning is about what are the different challenges, how to prepare those challenges and competitions, that we will address in the next webinar. Professor Mazde from mechanical department, he is a startup coordinator, so he will guide us about the different competitions and challenges that are very useful for presenting our projects. Our final year project done at this lab or not? Final year projects, if they are novel and providing some solutions, sustainable solutions, and if you are coming out of some patent, or if you are going for developing your own startup, that will be appreciated. For any other project also, we can provide support from the incubation center and innovation center. You just meet your uh, respective coordinator. He will guide you, and it is only for the projects, final year projects, so we will provide all kind of assistance, no doubt. Any other uh, any other question? Any coordinator? Birla sir, Khalkar sir, Snehal madam, Rakhade sir, would you like to say something about this? Okay, so with this we will stop here. Thank you very much for joining this session and listening to me very carefully. If you have any doubt, questions, concerns, you can meet me directly, or you can meet your respective coordinator. You can write to me as well, and I'm always open for a discussion. So once again, thank you to all the students, those who attended this, and thank you to all the faculty coordinators who attended this. Thank you very much. Okay, so I will close this session.